Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Rugby Podcast Show, where this is the first episode for, yes, you heard it, 2024, and we've got a big year coming up on the program as well. We're gonna talk about the Six Nations, Super Rugby coming up, and also cover the sevens as well, and also the internationals in June, July. We will go into more detail about that later on. But right now, this is going to be a short video today, really short preview for the Six Nations. So the first games this weekend, Ireland versus France, just kicked off later this morning, and then you've got England versus Italy, and then followed by Wales versus Scotland as well. The Irish-French is the biggest game of the round for me. Just because both of those sides lost in the quarterfinals in the last Rugby World Cup, and they'll be out to a point to prove there. And we'll just see how Crawley goes at 10 for Ireland, whether or not he can fill the footsteps of Jonathan Sexton, who was an influential figure for Ireland up until last year. So that's the only real change I'd note. Other than that, the Irish squad is still the same, and the French squad is also still similar, but there are a few players left last year. For me, I think the Irish will win the Six Nations this year, maybe the French, but I think the dark horse of the tournament is Scotland. Now, Scotland have played some really, really good rugby throughout last year, caused a few upsets in the Six Nations, and then also didn't play to their full potential in the Rugby World Cup, but they've played some really, really good rugby against South Africa and also Ireland as well. So can they go on that next step and pointing at a few more performances around the world? So not around the world, a few performances around to really get that flow going, which we know that the Scots can do. So I think Ireland's going to win the Six Nations this year, with the dark horse potentially being Scotland. I think Wales will struggle a little bit early on, potentially. They'll probably lose to Scotland on Sunday morning, New Zealand time. I think Italy might be the surprise packages, but again, you just never know, do you, with the Italians. England, who knows really about England and what they're going to do this year. It's a younger squad, and it's going to be a squad that's going to be interesting to see. Will they play some attacking rugby this year? We've seen in the World Cup, and particularly against Argentina, where they just kicked it. Will they have that attacking flair that we know England rugby can produce? Sweet. That's a real short video, guys. And we're looking forward to the Rugby Podcast Show kicking off pretty soon. But just since the Six Nations are up and running, that we should start something.